Hi students, welcome to this interesting session of Habitat of the Living. So this is session 5 of Habitat of the Living. Till now we studied about the habitat. We know that an organism's habitat provides it everything it needs to survive, including food and shelter. So what is habitat? Yes, the home of an animal is within its habitat. And how do we define habitat? Habitat is an environment or a place where an animal, plant or a person lives. So basically it is the immediate environment in which a living organism exists, whether it is an animal or a plant or a person. So till now we studied about the 5 major habitats. There are total 6 major habitats, and out of which we studied about forests, grasslands, deserts, mountains and polar regions. And in today's session we are going to learn about one more major habitat, that is aquatic habitat. Now, before going deep into this aquatic habitat, before studying about aquatic habitat, we need to know, we need to understand the term aquatic. What does aquatic mean? Yes, aquatic means water. So aquatic life means things that live in water habitats. And there are many types of aquatic habitats, like marsh, where there is shallow water with non-woody plants. Then it can be a pond, which is a small and shallow body of water with plants growing above water level only on the edges. Then river, which is a moving body of water that flows from one place to another. Then stream, which is smaller than a river, may even dry up sometimes due to more heating. And even puddles, they are any body of water that lasts for a few days or more and may attract aquatic life. So these are the types of aquatic habitats. The aquatic habitat comprises all the water bodies on the planet. So basically the animal life first arose in water. Millions of years later, marine and freshwater habitats continue to support a large proportion of the animal life on Earth. So the aquatic habitats, particularly in seas and oceans. So particularly these aquatic habitats in the seas and oceans, they rarely experience abrupt changes in conditions, which is a major advantage for living things. So what happens that in seas and oceans, the greatest diversity of animal life is found in habitats close to the shores. The richest of all these habitats are the coral reefs, which we are going to discuss in the coming sessions. So the richest of all these habitats are coral reefs, underwater ridges that form in the clear water, where the minimum temperature is 20 degrees Celsius or above. So coral reefs are composed of an accumulation of the remains of coral, means there are invertebrates with stony skeletons. So one of the reasons for this great diversity of animal life in coral reefs is that living coral creates a complex landscape with many different microhabitats. And the smallest crevices provide hiding places for scavengers. Scavengers means the aquatic scavengers, such as crabs and shrimps So aquatic life is amazing, isn't it? So the smallest crevices provide hiding places for scavengers such as crabs and shrimps, while larger ones like whales and octopuses, they conceal predators. So over half the world's fish species live in the coral reefs, many hiding away by day and emerging after dark to feed. On reefs and rocky shores, many animals are there, meaning they are sessile. They spend their entire adult lives fixed at one place, and these species, which include sponges as well as reef building corals themselves, they typically spend the early part of their life as drifting larvae, where larvae means when they are small, when they are very young, before settling on a solid surface and changing shape. So these type of animals, they spend their life in aquatic habitats because it is relatively easy for them to collect food, which typically is pushed in the animal's direction by the water currents. And that is why, just as the terrestrial life existed, terrestrial life evolved, aquatic life also evolved. In open water, depth has marked influence on animal lifestyles, like the surface layers of open sea with small and microscopic animals which feed either on algae and other plant-like organisms are able to survive over here. These animals form a part of organisms, a complex community of living things that drifts passively with the water currents. There are many animals that can adjust the depth at which they float, but larger animals like fish, squid, marine animals are strong enough to commute between the surface and depths far below. Even in the clearest water, light quickly fades with increasing depth, deeper than about 150 meters in ocean or seas or water. Not enough light penetrates for photosynthesis to occur because sunlight does not penetrate in the deepest, clearest water. So algae, they are unable to survive, and so with increasing depth, water pressure rises and temperature falls, ultimately coming close to the freezing point on the ocean floor. So despite these extreme conditions, animal life is found in the ocean's greatest depths, fueled by the constant rain that drifts down from far above. So in this type of habitat where prey is widely scattered, many deep sea fish can swallow animals larger than themselves, an adaptation that allows them to survive for weeks or months between meals. In this way, these aquatic animals survive in such type of habitat. How interesting it is, isn't it? So now, let us start with today's session and learn more about aquatic habitat and their types. So the aquatic habitat comprises all the water bodies on the planet, and they are mainly freshwater habitat, marine habitat, and coastal habitat. Let us study about each of them in detail. In today's session, we will study about freshwater habitat and marine habitat. Later on, we will continue with coastal habitat. So, what is freshwater habitat? What it consists of? What it includes? Yes, rivers, lakes, ponds, and streams are examples of freshwater habitat. Here you can see a beautiful picture, an image of freshwater habitat, right? So there are many animals and plant species which exist and which are found here in the freshwater habitat. Plants like lotus and water lily. Here you can see the beautiful pictures. This is a beautiful picture of lotus plant, and this is water lily. So freshwater habitats includes rivers, lakes, ponds, and streams. Basically, lakes and rivers, they are created by streams high in the mountains that flow down when evaporated seawater falls as rain. So the majority of the water that evaporates out of the ocean disappears into the atmosphere, but the rest falls as rain into the freshwater rivers and then back into the sea. Therefore, the streams, rivers and lakes are home to countless animal species all around the world. So there are two different types of freshwater habitat, which are rivers and lakes. Although lakes are often fed by a small stream or river, they are often in closed areas and can also include species that are found in nowhere else in the world. So rivers tend to contain large animals that can cope with the strong currents along with other birds and these type of plants like lotus and water lily. So now let us see that what type of or which animals are found in freshwater habitat. Yes, animals like frogs, fish, ducks, etc. means amphibians and aquatic animals are found in the freshwater habitat, basically ducks, frogs and fish, etc. So as we discussed that rivers tend to contain large animals, there are large animals in rivers that can cope up with strong currents along with other animals such as crabs and birds that eat the fish beneath the water surface. So basically the three Great Lakes in Africa are home to a surprising variety of one type of fish. They are the colorful tropical fish that are only found in Africa's Great Lakes and in a couple of places in South America. So there are an estimated nearly 3,000 different species of fish found in these three lakes alone, which are in Africa, that vary drastically from one another in size, color and shape even. So the freshwater rivers are often home to a wide variety of species, from insects to amphibians like frog, then reptiles, fish, bird and even mammals. Turtles, ducks, otters, crocodiles, catfish, dragonfly and crabs, they can be found in rivers all around the world. And the Amazon River, which one? The Amazon River is even home to the rare and pink freshwater dolphin. An extraordinary number of different fish species can also be found in rivers and streams all over the world. So these are some of the plants and animals which are found in freshwater habitat. Here are some of the pictures, the beautiful pictures of freshwater habitat. There are freshwater lakes also, which support a huge variety of wildlife, from birds and insects that can spend their entire lives in the same place, to larger birds and mammals that appear there momentarily to have a drink or find something to eat. Fish species can often be spatially adapted to life in such lake, and numerous amphibians can often be found amongst them. So there are large herbivores also, such as deer, zebras and giraffes, that can be found coming to lakes to drink, along with primates such as apes and monkeys. Well, freshwater habitats, particularly rivers, can be drastically affected by the human activity, and they are being affected by the human activity. How? By the chemicals which are used in foods and medicines. They can contaminate the water along with wastewater which contain pesticides, and these water changes affect many species of animals as well as plants that inhabit the water, from the plants and fish to the predators that eat them. So the human activity are affecting this freshwater habitats, particularly rivers. That is why we should take care and we should know how to conserve it and how to protect these wildlife and countless number of species which are existing in freshwater habitat. So that was all about freshwater habitat. Now let us move on to other type of aquatic habitat, which is the water body on our planet. The second water body on our planet is marine habitat. So oceans and seas, they form the largest habitat on the planet. Now this is a beautiful image of a marine habitat. Do you know, students, that oceans form the largest habitat on the planet? No? Yes. And they are thought to be the place where all life started. Thousands and thousands of different animal species inhabit the world's ocean waters, and they can be found at water depths of just a centimeter to nearly kilometers beneath the water surface. So the oceans are so big that they cover more than 75% of the surface of the earth, or approximately 75% of the surface of the earth. So there are two main types of ocean habitat or marine habitat, which are basically they are found around the land and open ocean habitats that stretch around the globe. Despite the fact that most animal species found in the ocean are found in the richer, shallower waters, where animal species can be found throughout the oceans, and there are even some animals which scavenge for particles of food on the ocean floor, which are miles beneath the surface. So this ocean landscape is very vast and extremely varied, and you would think so considering how much of the world it covers. But yes, it covers a lot of surface of the earth. Like the underwater landscape is made up of continent shelves, volcanoes, mountains, valleys, trenches, and large flat plains similar to the landscape on land, only on a much bigger scale. So there are ocean habitats. They come in all kinds of forms, with some plants and animal species and microorganisms that make their homes wherever they are able to survive successfully. So let us see what type of habitat it is, what it comprises of. Yes, a large variety of animals live in the marine habitat, from tiny plankton to the largest animal in the world, the blue whale. So plankton are the tiny organisms. What is meant by plankton? Yes, tiny organisms. They are called plankton, which are abundant in the marine habitat. Right? So a large variety of animals live in the marine habitat, from tiny organisms or microorganisms to the largest animal in the world, that is the blue whale, the aquatic animal, largest aquatic animal in the world. So this is a beautiful picture of plankton, means the tiny organisms. These are tiny organisms, and we can say that this is an image of plankton, right? So which animals it includes? Let us see. Yes, fish, whales, sharks, jellyfish, crabs, starfish, sea turtles, octopuses, and seaweeds are found in marine habitat. So we can say that the majority of animal species are found in the warmer coastal waters around the world, generally due to the abundance of food that is found in these areas when compared to the deep ocean, right? So there are waters that also tend to be the safer place for marine animals to inhabit, as there are more places for them to hide and fewer large predators to eat them. So there are smaller aquatic animals that tend to live in the shallower regions, and the larger animals live in the deeper regions, generally along the continental shelves beneath the waves. Plankton is basically found distributed throughout the world's oceans and is a vital ingredient in the success of many marine animals. Like planktonic life is made up of microscopic plants and animals, and often the fish, eggs, and animals in their larvae form that float throughout the waters. So numerous species of animals live on the plankton, from tiny fish to the largest animal. So these are some of the animals. There are animal species which are found in the marine habitat. Like this is the picture of a shark. This is a picture of shark, which is found in deep oceans. Then this is the picture of sea turtle, and here you can see this is a beautiful picture of seaweed. This is an octopus, starfish, and this is crab. So there are tiny organisms called plankton which are abundant in the marine habitat, and they are a source of food for many marine organisms. So there are numerous species of animals that live on the plankton, from tiny fish to the largest animals or the larger animals, right? And these are the beautiful images of marine habitat. But do you know, students, that there are two main threats to ocean habitats? Yes, there are. They are pollution and overfishing. Means pollution from the air and the land all ends up in the sea, and the extra chemicals in the water can have devastating effects on some animal species and plant species too. Even overfishing is also an enormous concern, as many species such as sharks are killed at such a young age and are very slow animals in terms of reproduction. So population sizes are beginning to decrease rapidly. So these are the threats to ocean habitats, the marine habitat. We should keep this in mind. Alright, so these are the beautiful pictures of the marine habitat. Not only the oceans but also the seas, they all form marine habitat. So that was all about the two types of aquatic habitat which we studied in today's session, the freshwater habitat and marine habitat. I hope you liked today's session and you will like it too. The third type of aquatic habitat, which we will discuss in next session. Till then, keep enjoying and have a nice time. Bye bye.